Hey, this is Nessa, and this is ESL Top 10. First, thanks so much for watching. I'm super glad you're here. And today, super important lesson, how to sound more natural when you're speaking. I am going to share 10 tips so that you can shine like the superstar you are. Before we get started with the 10 tips on how to sound more natural, just to let you know, get your freebie. It's a free PDF with these 10 tips so that you'll remember them, plus 30 super common everyday informal expressions that you can use in your English to sound more natural. So just click the links below if you're interested. So here we go. Starting with tip number 1. Use contractions. Contract those little auxiliary verbs like am, have, and do. So instead of I am, you'd say I'm. Instead of she has been, she's been. It will sounds like it'll. They will sounds like they'll. And instead of I had better, I'd better. It's right there. It's contracted. So use those little contractions. Number 2. Use phrasal verbs. I know I'm always going on and on and on and on about phrasal verbs, but seriously, English speakers use them all the time. What is a phrasal verb? A phrasal verb is just a main verb, usually a short one, like run, look, do, with a preposition or prepositions. So instead of saying, for example, let's meet socially and talk about life tomorrow, you could say, let's get together. Instead of saying, instead of, no, that's the phrasal verb. I can't even train myself to not use them. Instead of saying, I met a classmate by chance on the street, you could say, I ran into a classmate yesterday on the street. Instead of, I am very excited about tomorrow's party, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's party. So use phrasal verbs. They are super awesome. Number 3. Use idioms and expressions. What's the difference first? Not that important, but let me explain. An idiom is a set of words in English that have a metaphorical, meaning it's not literal. The words have a different meaning. A set of words that have a metaphorical meaning. And idioms cannot be changed. Here's an example. You might have heard the expression, or the idiom, piece of cake. As in, the test was a piece of cake. It means it was easy. Well, you can't change that idiom. You can't say the test was a piece of pie or the test was the whole cake. It's unchangeable. Expressions are similar. They're sets of words with a different meaning, but they're a little bit more flexible, as in what's up. We talked about what's up in one of our last lessons. What's up means hi, or how's it going? How are things? You could say what's up, but you could also say what's going on, or what's new, or what's happening. So they're a little bit more flexible. But whether they're idioms or expressions, they really add a little bit of magic to your English. They make you sound more natural. Nothing I like more than hearing a student using natural, everyday expressions and idioms. Always impresses me. Number 4, use shorter verbs. So we want to express ourselves, and we don't want to run out of breath and, be too wordy. So we tend to use shorter verbs in our speaking. As in, instead of saying, I arrived in Vancouver, we would probably say, I got to Vancouver. Instead of saying, I arrived home, we'd say, I got home. Instead of saying, will you accompany me to the store? I would say, you want to come with me to the store? So use those shorter verbs. Number 5, you gotta use the right collocation. What's a collocation? A collocation is 2 or more words that just sound right when they're used together. If you make a mistake with a collocation, meaning you use 2 words that aren't really a right fit, I'm going to understand you. But little alarm bells are going to go off in my brain, like ding, 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 something is wrong, something is wrong. So you want to use the right collocations. Here's an example of a wrong collocation and the correction. We did a party last night. So you don't do parties. You have parties. We had a party last night. Instead of saying, you want to play bowling with me? you'd say, you want to go bowling with me. To go bowling, go skiing, go swimming. Number 6. Here's a superverb. And if you're not using it, please add it to your English right now. Okay? Use have or has, depending on the subject. Have and has got to replace the verb have. So, I have 2 brothers. I've got 2 brothers. He has a Honda. He's got a Honda. I have to leave becomes I've got to leave. And she has to do her homework becomes she's gotta do her homework. So you can use have or has got to replace the verb have as long as it's being used in the present tense. So we don't really use it for the past. Number 7, a really good one. Use interjections. Interjections are like emojis. They are words or sounds that express a whole idea, just like an emoji. So instead of doing this emoji, you could say phew. Instead of doing this emoji, you could be like, oh my God. And instead of this one, you could say whoops or oops. So these little interjections express a whole idea, a whole range of feeling in just a couple of sounds. Pretty cool. Number 8. Here's a really good one, although it might be hard sometimes to know if you're making this mistake, but you can always ask me. So don't use unnecessary words or phrases. You might have gotten into the habit of using little phrases or expressions that are super unnecessary. One I hear a lot is, as you know. So I'll have students say, as you know, I'm going to Seattle tomorrow. Take out the as you know. Just say, I'm going to Seattle tomorrow. What is as you know adding to that sentence? Not much. So just remove it. Number 9, similar to number 7, the interjections. Okay, so use 1 or 2 word responses. Not everything needs a full sentence. I'll give you an example. Your friend says, hey, I'm driving by your place. You want a ride? Instead of saying, yes, I would much appreciate a ride home, you could say, sweet, right? Or, going to Tom's party tonight. Hope to see you there. You say, cool, right? 1 or 2 word expressions. Instead of saying, yes, I want to, you could say, for sure. You want to grab a coffee tonight? For sure. So don't forget those little 1, 2 word expressions, sets of words that explain a whole idea so succinctly. And number 10, this is really one of the keys to upping your pronunciation. Link words together. We are not robots. It's very rare for me to use a set of words without linking sounds to each other, as in, instead of saying, how is it going? We would say, how's it? How's it? How's it going? I don't even pronounce the ing in the last part of going. It's going. How's it going? And as in, I'm going to school is I'm going to school. So link those little words together. One way you can practice your pronunciation is by watching videos just like this, or maybe your favorite TV show, and stop, rewind, listen carefully to the sentence that's just been said, and then repeat it yourself. And then do this again and again until it just sounds natural. That is my pro tip for you. And last tip, it's not even on the list, grow your vocabulary. And I'm here to help you with that. So just want to thank you for watching this lesson. If you found it helpful, please subscribe and join our super community of awesome English learners. Don't forget your freebie. Just check the info, the link below in the video description. And I'll see you back here next week.